What's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Trading Week Recap. This is a series I post every Friday. We reflect on the trading week. We'll take a look at the general equity markets quick. I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking there, and then we'll dive into a few exciting stocks and sectors that we've been following over the course of the week. So you guys know the deal already: EVs, COVID-related biotech stocks. Pretty much the usual, what we always talk about here, but exciting times in those sectors. I want to keep you guys posted on my thoughts in regard to those stocks. We'll also talk about Chainlink at the end, which is a cryptocurrency. I'm not sure how many of you are interested in that, so stick around if you want to hear about that, but if not, no worries. Before we do dive into these charts, I will also ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and check out my complete portfolio and daily newsletter in the first link down in the description if you are interested. All right, so in front of us, we have the SPX, S&P 500. You guys know the deal if you watch. This is how I like to gauge the markets. There is Dow Jones, obviously NASDAQ, etc. But I just like to look at the S&P just because it's an easy chart to look at. And we've been doing it on the channel, so I want to keep it consistent. All right, so S&P 500, it was a pretty flat week in the markets. You can see pretty much tracking from the point back in March where we've rebounded. I mean, this rebound has been so impressive to date. It is the Fed is doing a fantastic job. The Fed at this point is pretty much a glorified hedge fund because they're buying up so many equities and have so much of a stake in a lot of U.S. companies. But I mean, they have really proven to be a force to be reckoned with. Okay, so the market is doing so well for how still pretty whack the economy is, just realistically. I know things are slowly opening back up, but definitely nothing is going accordingly, and that has no effect on the markets, but again, that is because the Fed is pumping literally trillions of dollars into the U.S. economy. Okay, so fairly flat week. I mean, it did end the week green, so it ended today up 1.5%. Dow Jones even better. So they're looking pretty strong, but again, from a technical perspective, I did draw this, I believe, last week. This kind of these two trend lines. So you have the upward trend line that did get broken in late June, and since then it has been using that trend line as a line of resistance. Okay, so until the SPY, I imagine other indexes are doing similar things, until it does break above this line that it is now using as resistance, until it significantly breaks above that, and I mean, it will come close to breaching its previous all-time high. But this trend line is really what I'm looking at, and this lowering line is what I'm looking at too. So it'll probably use this as a line of resistance. This is a line of support that this axis right here is created. So just keeping an eye on that. You guys, earnings calls are next week. A lot of big banks, a lot of big companies announce earnings next week. So that is going to be a very pivotal time for the markets. So I will cover that more in the Sunday stock watch when I post that on Sunday, obviously. So I'll talk about that more specifically, and specifically which companies are announcing earnings next week and what to keep an eye on. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, just keep that in the back of your mind. Next week is a very pivotal week. Having a hard time with that word. Pivotal week in regard to the general equity markets. All right. So that is the equity markets. Let's get on to the good stuff. EV sector, biotech sector. I do have a few articles that I want to cover with you guys, but we'll get to those as it deems necessary. So Tesla stock, we'll start with the EVs and we'll move into biotechs. So Tesla stock was absolutely ripping today. Where are you? There you are. So Tesla up 10%. This is so insane. So in my last stock talk, I did mention that I believe Tesla would pull back, and I'm literally wrong. Everyone's wrong. That's why Elon made his shorts that roasted short sellers, because Tesla stock just cannot be stopped. Okay, like Elon is a entrepreneurial marketing phenomenon, Tesla is a stock phenomenon. Okay, so Tesla is probably in my entire career, I mean, aside from bubbles, Tesla is like the most not legitimate, but they're the company that's been around for so long, and they still continue to just be such a force to be reckoned with. I have no better way to put it. Like, Tesla just cannot be stopped right now. It is absolutely ripping up 10% for a company that is, what's Tesla's market cap at now? At almost almost $300 billion. They probably will hit $300 billion in the near future. That is absolutely insane. Again, Tesla, not an electric vehicle company, although it seems like that. They are a technology company, and they're being valued as such. Their earnings, Tesla, is on the 22nd, on July 22nd. So that is like next week will be pivotal. I'm just not going to say it anymore. Pivotal for the equity markets. July 22nd, when Tesla announces their earnings. I'm very curious to see if they were profitable this past quarter or not. Although deliveries were up, that doesn't mean they're profitable. Okay, you guys, so remember that. keep an eye out. July 22nd earnings. We'll definitely make a stock talk then. But I mean, Tesla, I don't even know what to look at from a technical perspective here. I mean, everything is so like RSI on pretty much every level I have to imagine after today's, especially, is going to be as high as it can almost possibly be. So, I mean, I would say Tesla should see a pullback. Any rational person would say that, but Tesla isn't a rational stock, so you can't think rationally. All right, so Tesla, NIO did pretty good today. We'll take a quick look at NIO. I mean, China, so the China equity market and the China stock market is kind of having a moment right now, and I'm thinking that is why NIO has seen such crazy price action, or like consistently good price action over the course of the past few days. I mean, it did dip down right here. It is volatile, but I mean, looking at this chart, super bullish. I'm still like, if you want to just draw a rough trend line, boom, like that's a safe one. Or I mean, it could do that. So you could just see NIO go absolutely parabolic, but I'm not putting my money on that right now. I don't know how much. Again, the thing with the EV sector right now is, like I said with Tesla, like it's not a rational market. Neither is the rest of this market. It's a shiny object market. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, at all. I'm not going to be surprised really by anything at this point, but I definitely won't be surprised if NIO does follow this upward trend line and goes and tests like $20 over just like the course of the next week or so. Okay, so keep an eye on NIO. Again, I'll keep you guys posted on stock talks. I just want to kind of breeze through these guys real quick. So Workhorse, I still think Workhorse could use either this area as a place for resistance and then begin another trend up, which is very possible, or it could come back down to the $10 region, which is what I've been saying, okay, or like $10 to $11 region, which is what I've been saying, and then start another trend up. If Workhorse does happen to come down to the $10 region, I will 100% establish a solid position on Workhorse. That is like as bullish as it gets in my mind when you look at a chart like this. So if it comes down to $10, establishing a fat position in Workhorse. But if it does continue to go sideways, I might consider establishing a solid call position as well, because it means that it is probably gearing up for a second move up. Right now they are capitulating. They had a nice move down from a high of $23 to $15. So you saw a nice correction. This for a lot of you like long haul investors, if you're just holding stock for years, this is a great buying opportunity for Workhorse. In my mind, not financial advice, you guys know that, but I mean, this company does sick stuff. The company itself is very good, although their financials are a little they're a young company. You can't expect companies that this young and this innovational, revolutionary to be profitable yet. That's just not how the game works. Okay, so SHLL, I'm just going to call it Helion. Helion did not do this bull flag. It actually acted as a descending triangle, which does happen sometimes when you try to interpret a bull flag. It can either be bullish or bearish, very obviously very different things, polar opposites to be exact. But it did break out of the descending triangle. Since then, it has recovered, which is a good sign in my mind. I do have a solid position right now in Tortoise Acquisition or in Helion. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. It looks good. Again, it's going sideways. I'd personally be surprised, especially with all the hype behind EVs, if it doesn't continue to trend upwards. And again, Helion is a cool company. They make the powertrains. They're a unique play in the EV sector, and I like diversifying within sectors if I'm bullish on a sector. All right, so SPAC. This is a new one that I want to talk to you guys about. This one's interesting. I probably will make a video specifically about SPAC in the near future. Mergers are hot, man. So Spartan Energy, this is where the first article comes in. I want to read with you guys. Spartan Energy soars 37% as it reportedly takes pole position in a bidding war for electric vehicle maker Fisker. Just read a few of these highlights. Again, Spartan soared 30%. Investors have been clamoring for early-stage EV startups like Nikola Corp and Workhorse in hopes of buying the next Tesla, which has seen a year-to-date rally of 233%. According to the report, Spartan Energy, backed by Apollo Global Management, is close to clinching the $2 billion deal and is competing with other SPACs that are looking for an acquisition. Okay, so the cool thing about SPAC, not the cool thing, but I just found this funny. Their name, Spartan Acquisition, is SPAC. So SPAC, if you guys aren't familiar, I brought it up right here, is a special purpose acquisition company. So this is like the hottest way to IPO in this market right now. This is what Nikola did. This is what did Workhorse do this? They just said Workhorse. But this is what so many companies are doing right now, where there is this blank check writing company and they're already public. So they're already listed on public exchanges. They merge with these companies and take these companies public just like that. Okay, so I like this way. It's a very efficient way to do it. It gets your name out there real quick, especially in, again, the shiny object driven market. When this market is on fire, especially the EV sector, where like the industry that you're involved in, you want to get a piece of that action. Okay, so it makes sense to me that literally every player out there is trying to go public, except for Rivian. So Rivian is actually the only truck, like the only actual, before all this hype started, Rivian was the only actual like truck I saw on the market aside from the Tesla Cybertruck. Okay, actually they actually started working on a truck prior to the truck. So they actually pioneered the pickup truck, the electric pickup truck. Okay, so Rivian raises $2.5 billion in aggressive plan to beat Tesla and Nikola with the first all-electric pickup truck. So I've been following Rivian as a company for a long time. That's why like Nikola doesn't yet impress me as a company, because I haven't seen, like, obviously they have their concept cars, their Badger. They do, like, the CEO did have that video that tweet he posted of the fully functional pickup truck. It's not in mass production yet. Rivian actually has a few vehicles out there. So Rivian is a cool company. They have sick trucks. Go check it out if you don't. Wait, do I have yeah, these right here. So shoot, sorry, there isn't any more pictures in the article, but it looks like that. You guys can look it up for yourselves if you want to. Sick truck, sick design. I've seen these all over Instagram, all over the web for a while now. I think they're cool, but they did raise $2.5 billion. They're not planning to go public. I'll read you guys these keys real quick. Rivian is expected to be among the first, if not the first, to bring an all-electric pickup truck pickup to market early next year. Rivian has no plans of going public at this time, but they may be open to additional financing to help support its aggressive growth plans. The company last year raised $2.85 billion from well-known companies such as Amazon, T. Rowe, Price Associates, Cox Automotive, and Ford. All right, so again, if Rivian went public, this is the most bullish I'd be on any of these new up-and-coming Tesla killers. Okay, so Rivian is an actual cool company. Keep an eye on these guys, but it's just important to understand what's going on in the sector, because these guys, specifically to Nikola, are a direct competitor. Okay, so they're trying to manufacture the first electric pickup truck, and I think they will. Okay, so keep an eye on them, keep a close eye on them, because I do personally believe they will beat Nikola and Tesla to the pickup truck market. Let's go back to this, because I just realized I didn't really look at this chart. So Spartan Acquisition has absolutely crushed it over the past over the past couple days. So on July 9th, it was at $10. On July 10th, so a day later, it was at $18. So it almost 2x, went up 100%, almost 100% in a single day. I have been seeing some of you guys mention this. I have kept my eye on it, and if this company does correct, I expect it to come back down to exactly $15. It's a nice even level, and it is right where it gapped up. And a lot of times when you see this correction, you see a pullback, it will continue to where it gapped up and then bounce off that and then continue the second wave. So once SPAC hits the $15 region, I will likely establish a call options position and let it ride, because again, two-wave theory, if you guys are tuned in, wave one happens, bubble pops, you see it capitulate, you see the bubble pop, again, come down, go sideways a little bit, it'll probably come down to here, and then I'm expecting another significant move up. So I will keep my eye on this, as always, keep you guys posted on that one. All right, so let's move to the good old COVID-related biotechs. We'll start with Novavax. So Novavax actually kind of disappointed me. You see this very, like, it's not really a bull flag anymore. I can't consider it a bull flag. So this could be looking like another descending triangle. I'm still bullish on Novavax. The news they released is so obviously good that, I mean, even like, so they had a $1.6 billion deal signed. They're a $5.4 billion company. Okay, so the deal that was signed is a quarter of their market cap. And that in itself is just bullish. I'm not going to say much on Novavax. I'll cover it more next week once we see how it plays out. I'm personally, I thought it would see a lot. I thought it would correct for a day or two and then pop up maybe yesterday or today. That didn't happen. I'm still bullish. I'm holding a solid bag of Novavax, so I'm still expecting this thing to jump up to 150, to be completely honest. Again, not investment advice. This is just my money's on this, but again, this could absolutely crash again. Whatever. Okay, Novio. So Novio did actually just break this trend line as of today. So this downward trend line as of today. Keep a very close eye on Novio. I'm bullish on Novio. They faced a lawsuit. I'm not even going to cover that news, just because lawsuits scare investors. It dampens investor sentiment, and I've never experienced a lawsuit that's actually played through. Like, I've I there's zero merit to what I'm about to say, but I feel like lawsuits are just like obviously haters, and like it's obviously not bitter people. There is a reason that they're suing. Obviously, if they're taking it to court, there is a valid enough reason to do it. But I've just never seen one play out. I've dealt with a lot. Like, when you deal with these young innovational companies, lawsuits fly up all the time. Over the years that I've been investing, I've seen so many lawsuits. Literally, not one has actually played out, unless it's a devastating thing, like kind of like Luck and Coffee, like where they were directly being fraudulent. So that in that case, if it's direct fraud, it plays out. The one, I can't even remember what the Novio one was. It was so unnotable and so unmemorable, like what they did, that I don't know. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm still bullish on a Novio. The lawsuit does not faze me personally. I'm still invested. It has not at all dampened my sentiment. So you guys just be careful. Like, if do research it. It would probably be wise of me to know that those details in and out, because I'm investing in a Novio. But I'm just bullish on that. I'm just using my past experience of never seeing a lawsuit actually play out. So may not be the wise thing to do, but that is what I'm doing. So I just want to be transparent about that one. So closing that out, bullish on a Novio. It did break this lower trend line. I think we could definitely see a second move up. So Moderna saw a great day yesterday. So just sick. That's good for them. Did correct today, down like 4% today, so it almost erased all the gains from yesterday, which sucks. But Moderna is still just in a state of limbo. This is neither bullish or bearish to me. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I'm super indifferent on Moderna right now. I obviously love Moderna. I still hold a decent sized Moderna position, but I just can't. I don't know from a technical perspective what's going to happen. Volume is very low. Volume is you can see this is trending downwards. Everything's pretty neutral, so I think it will take some news from Moderna. I think Moderna will go sideways until we release some good news. And you guys know how the news cycle goes with these. Like, that's just the game. Novio, Novavax. Every time they release some news, boom, news, boom, news, correction, news, correction, news, correction, no news, no news, no news, news, and then you guys know the deal. So just keep an eye out for news. And again, I'm just betting that they're going to release news, because that's what the recent history has taught me. They always release news and then go sideways, release some news, fall, go sideways, release some news, fall, go sideways. What comes next? All right, Vaxart. I still think like Vaxart is just like two-wave theory. Again, I just break it down to that. I can't imagine Vaxart will correct further down than, I mean, that from $8 to $6.50 is a significant correction, honestly. But I mean, I think personally Vaxart is, at the worst case scenario, going to go sideways for a while, bounce around the $8 region, and then see another significant move up. Just because, again, part of Operation Warp Speed, there's just COVID's not going away. Like, for a fact, people have just kind of brushed it off, and it's obviously not to many, not as significant an illness and a sickness as once believed. At least as we know, it's still so young, it's still so early in regards to like the biological nature of this virus. So like, I'm not going to try to act like I know what's going on, but it is not killing the entire planet, although cases are going up. People are just kind of disregarding it, and I think that is kind of like, I feel like humans are, it's like a defense mechanism, like it's a scary thing. People don't want to be scared. The mind is convincing you not to be scared and trying to brush this off, which I think a lot of people are doing. So it is a human reflex in a sense. So just try to think about it like that, think about it rationally. And but I do think that over time, if obviously the cases do trend in this direction and continue to do so, it's going to get awful, and we're going to get back to a point of fear that we were a couple months ago. But again, news drives this market. Just keep an eye on news. Sorrento, save the best for last. I'm just so pumped on this company. We've been these calls have been performing the past couple of days. So hopefully you guys have checked out some of the calls. You guys are part of. If you're part of the portfolio, you would definitely know. But call options have been crushing it the past couple of days. Sorrento, I did say in the last stock talk, in regard to this sector, that I think Sorrento is just waiting to break out. I still think it is. It's probably up. What's it up, like 10%? Probably like 10 to 12% over the past 2 days. It did really well yesterday. So it's just exciting to see Sorrento doing well. And I would be surprised, very surprised, if it doesn't come up and test this line of resistance on this upward trend at about 950 to be conservative. Just call it 950. I think we'll easily next week test 950. And there was this might have been the catalyst for that movement. This analyst gives a 5-star analyst says Sorrento could potentially soar 230%. I always say this, you guys, take what analysts say. Although they, again, 5-star analyst, so it obviously has merit. This is his job, but just analysts can say a lot. If you want to break it down, I'm kind of an analyst, okay? So just be careful who you listen to. Definitely be careful listening to me, I'll tell you that right now. But just take this with a grain of salt. Anyway, I'm going to read this. Diversification is a tried and true strategy when investing in stocks. Drug maker Sorrento Therapeutics is applying the same thought process in its battle against the coronavirus. The multi-pronged approach involving a search for antiviral therapies, a vaccine, and the production of testing kits has paid off handsomely in the market, with the stock appreciating by 115% year to date. Okay, so again, Sorrento is not only a vaccine company. They're not working on a vaccine. They got the multi-pronged approach, okay? So they have multiple arms that are working on different solutions to COVID-19. All right, so they're a hedge within a hedge. Like, so I initially, because they were initially known for their treatment technology, and they were trying to specialize on a treatment. So they are still probably a leader in that specific segment of tackling this virus. But they're also working on a vaccine. They're also working on testing kits. They're really tackling the whole issue. So I love Sorrento. Again, Sorrento is still at, nope, what am I doing? Bouncing around everywhere. Okay, so Sorrento is still, okay, wait. I thought I was going to say sub billion. Definitely not after some recent price action. So they are way above a billion. Sorry, I just remember a couple of weeks ago they were like, what, a $700 million company, sorry. But they are now 1.7 billion, still small relative to, again, Novio is now like 4 billion, Novavax is like 6, Moderna 25. Vaxart I think is around the same market cap right now, maybe a little smaller. But Sorrento, great company, like their tech is good. They're working on, again, on multiple layers of a solution. So I do like Sorrento from a technical perspective, from a fundamental perspective. This is my largest holding right now. We'll disclose that. So I'm super excited about this position and excited to keep you guys posted on that. So let's move to the end. Again, if you guys do want to know how I'm trading any of these positions, specifically, again, call options, put options, check out my complete portfolio and daily newsletter down below. Exactly as it states, all call options, complete list of call options, put options, stock positions, cryptocurrencies, which we will talk about now. Along with that, I update that every trading day, and I also send out a newsletter during market hours talking about the trades I made that day, as well as just my current thoughts on the general market. So it's more real-time updates from me. So again, check that out if you're interested. First link in the description. So let's move on to Chainlink, DeFi driving Chainlink's link token to record high. So Chainlink was actually, if you guys are a true day one, which I assume not a lot of you are because I barely got any views back then. This was actually just a few months ago, but I posted the first video in regard to investing that I posted was about Chainlink. And Chainlink has absolutely killed it over the past couple weeks specifically. But Chainlink, if you guys aren't familiar with the cryptocurrency markets, a lot of times they move in unison. And Chainlink is one of the few plays I've seen over the years that I've been investing and trading cryptocurrencies, is one of the few that is just completely, it's almost uncorrelated completely from the cryptocurrency markets, which is super weird considering it is like the epitome of a cryptocurrency. Okay, so what Chainlink is an Oracle solution. Okay, so Chainlink's link token jumped to record highs on Monday, far surpassing Bitcoin's return since the start of 2020. The ever-increasing use of Chainlink's price oracles in decentralized finance, DeFi, is driving the cryptocurrency higher, according to analysts. So DeFi, decentralized finance, it's finance 2.0, it's banking 2.0. That is what Chainlink does. It is an Oracle solution. It is a middleman for many larger players. So it is a necessary solution to the DeFi space. I will talk about this more in the future. I'm waiting for the cryptocurrency. I'm waiting for the next bull market because that's just good business. Like, that's when I'm going to talk about it. But I just want to put this on your guys' radar right now. I'm super excited about the crypto space as a whole. You know that if you've watched before, but so excited about this. Chainlink is, again, I'm not just hopping on the bandwagon here. I've been invested in Chainlink literally for years, and I'm super excited to see how well they're doing. So let's see. So link right here is, again, look at this over the past so July 6th, it was at $4.80. It went to a high 4 days later at $6.50. So I mean, it's up so much, and it's just, again, this is a force to be reckoned with. This is the Tesla. This is the wild card of the cryptocurrency market. So I do encourage you guys, obviously not to invest in it, but go look into it. I want to put this on your radar. And that's pretty much all I want to say here. I just want to put this on your guys' radar so you can do some research on it and decide if you want to invest in it or not. Okay, so we will call it there, guys. I appreciate you for watching. Again, stay tuned for Sunday where I will talk about earnings calls. Next week is going to be so pivotal for the equity markets. So next week, super exciting week. I'm really excited to see what happens there. So again, I'll talk about that in more depth on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Waves Weekly, I will. So before I did what's called Waves Weekly, which is where I posted that on Sunday, and I did like stocks to watch. But so I decided that because originally I wanted that to be for news and like just exciting stories and just kind of chilling with you guys and talking about cool news and giving you guys my take on that. But I was trying to fit stocks to watch next week because that is something I want to talk about too on Sunday into those videos, and it was just getting too long and I was getting too rambly. So I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna do Waves Weekly, which is just where I talk story with you guys, talk about cool stories that happened over the course of the week that relate to the markets. I'm gonna do that on Saturday now, and then dedicate Sunday solely to like a stock watch, to Sunday stock watch, I'll probably call it. Okay, so again, stay tuned for that. Until next time, always remember, you guys, take action, make waves. Peace.